Alright guys, in today's video we have more PlayStation news and info to go over and discuss. Before we dive into today's topics, do me a big favor, hit that like button to help the video out and show it your support. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We are on our way to 100,000 subscribers here on the channel, so I would certainly appreciate it if you could do that for me. But we're starting here talking about the official Italian PlayStation Twitter account, seemingly teasing the upcoming PlayStation event. However, it might not be the PlayStation event that they're teasing with this tweet. It could in fact be in reference to an upcoming soccer or football game, whatever you want to call it, between Italy and Belgium. Now, I'm going to let you know why I don't think that's what they're teasing here, because it just seems like it just seems too obvious to me that at this point in time, this is in reference to an upcoming PlayStation event. But let's go over what's actually being said here on the official Italian PlayStation account. So if you actually translate the text on this tweet, it says, "Are you wearing headphones? Let's go. Hashtag stay tuned." And then if you look at the little clip that they add to it, it translates to "make yourself comfortable, it's about to begin." Again, hashtag stay tuned. So again, this has caused a conversation between people to kind of figure out, what is being teased here, what is being said. This is definitely suspicious, and a lot of people believe that this simply has to do with the upcoming soccer game, but others, like myself, believe this has to be a tease for the upcoming PlayStation event. Now, something I've seen brought up multiple times from a few different people is, why would the Italian PlayStation account be teasing the event? Isn't that something that the main official PlayStation account should be teasing? I do agree with that. I think that that is something normally that would happen. But if you think about it, this is the perfect way for the Italian PlayStation account to tease out the event without actually teasing out the event. It's one of these situations where, if you look at the way they're doing this, they're purposely being a little bit cryptic here. They're not explicitly saying this is for the upcoming soccer game. They're not making it clear at all. They're just kind of making it so that it could be taken either way. And if you look at the general responses that this tweet is getting, it's very clear that most people think this is in regards to an upcoming PlayStation event, not necessarily the soccer game. But people look at the account that it's coming from, it's the Italian PlayStation account, and they say, well, this game is happening on Friday, so maybe that's what it's in reference to. My, opinion is this. I think they are very much teasing the announcement of the upcoming PlayStation event, but I think they're kind of hiding it under the guise of, oh, no, it's for the upcoming soccer game. It's not for the event. And I think that they can get away with doing that because, well, it's the Italian PlayStation account. But if you think about it, there's absolutely no reason in the world for them to even remotely be cryptic with a tweet like this. Again, you need to remember, this is a PlayStation account, a verified official PlayStation account. We are at a point where every PlayStation fan is anticipating an announcement any day now for an upcoming PlayStation event. Why would they say it this way? Unless they were trying to achieve something very specific, which is making people question whether or not they're actually teasing an event. Now, if rumors are to be believed, which I don't know if they are, the event announcement is actually going to take place either tomorrow or Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen that soon, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it got pushed to maybe next week. But just be on the lookout. It seems like it's very much possible that the Italian PlayStation Twitter account is teasing out the imminent announcement of this upcoming PlayStation event. And there's one last thing I want to say here before moving on to the next topic about this PlayStation event. That is, I firmly believe when Sony announces this event, it's going to be a colossal announcement in and of itself. The reason I say this is because there are a lot of people who genuinely believe that Sony's not going to have an event this year, that they're taking the year off, that they're just going to kind of sit back and become a little bit complacent, I guess you could say. And the second we hear about that event, we know that something big is coming. And I think it's just going to be confirmation to everybody that, the sleeping giant has awakened, I guess you could say. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this. Do you think it's a tease for the upcoming event, or do you think it's just for an upcoming football game? Let me know. But we're moving on from that and talking about the July PlayStation Plus games that were announced. It's a pretty okay month in my opinion. The standout is the PlayStation 5 game, which is A Plague Tale: Innocence. And what's interesting about this is you're talking about a native PlayStation 5 version, so it's going to have all of the enhancements and all of the features that you would expect. I've heard nothing but good things about this title. In fact, I'll have to make some time to actually play it, but it is going to support all of those features, like I said, like the DualSense, the 3D audio, the fast loading times. This was confirmed. But the other two games we're looking at for PS4 are Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is kind of random, and WWE 2K Battlegrounds. So I don't really know how PS4 players feel about these games. I imagine that they're probably not too thrilled about it, but if you are a PS5 owner, I think you're definitely getting something pretty good here with A Plague Tale: Innocence. So I just wanted to take a moment to let you guys know that that is the July PlayStation Plus lineup. But we're moving right along here and talking about something else very interesting that I wasn't expecting to be talking about, and that is a director's cut version of Ghost of Tsushima, which is apparently a real thing that's going to be happening. So this is reading from PlayStation Universe, and it says the ESRB has posted up a listing for Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which is supposedly coming to PS5 and PS4. There's no release date given, but it does indicate that Sucker Punch Productions is looking to re-release the game, as well as giving us a native PS5 version. Presumably, Director's Cut will include all of the post-launch patches and extra content released following the game's July 2020 launch. Of course, we can't talk about Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut without mentioning rumors of Ghost of Ikishima, a standalone expansion that is supposedly going to be revealed during Sony's post-E3 2021 show early next month. The two are probably not linked unless Ghost of Ikishima is going to be bundled with the Director's Cut, but it's still interesting to learn that Sony seemingly has a number of things hidden up its sleeve for the series. Now, I have to tell you, this is definitely surprising and something I'm very much paying attention to because Ghost of Tsushima was an absolutely amazing game. If you haven't played it, you definitely are going to want to play it, even if you want to wait. I'd say wait for the Director's Cut because this is a game that needs to be played. And what's interesting to me is that we don't really know what exactly to expect with this Director's Cut. We know that Death Stranding Director's Cut was announced, and in my opinion, if you go back and watch that trailer, it made it pretty clear that one of the things you're going to be getting with the PS5 Director's Cut version, because it seems like it's not going to actually release on PS4, is new content that is only available for that version. Now, again, talking about the rumors of the Ghost of Ikishima expansion, there's a lot of different ways that Sony could go about doing this. I honestly don't know which direction they're going to go in. What I do know is that if we do get a native PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima, I'm most likely going to buy it because you're not just talking about a frame rate boost, you're not just talking about a slight up-res, you're talking about a game that's being completely combed over once again to take full advantage of the PS5 and everything it offers, similar to what we saw with Spider-Man 2018 Remastered for PS5. I remember when I played that, I was very much surprised at just how big of a difference it actually was, and that was because Insomniac took the extra time to, again, comb over the entire game and completely redo a bunch of things from the ground up. It's a lot more work, right, than people might think, and when we talk about a director's cut version of Ghost of Tsushima, I have no doubt that that's what it's going to entail, but I have to believe there's going to be more than that, right? Especially if Sony is planning to sell this at full price. But I feel like if they want to sell it for like a full $70, it's going to have to come with this Ghost of Ikishima standalone expansion or some type of add-on DLC that just isn't there with the base game. Again, there's many different ways that Sony could go about this. We also were hearing that maybe it's going to release on PC, so it's anybody's guess, but what we do know for sure is that a Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is a real thing that's happening, and it's being rated by the ESRB, and, you know, I'm very much excited to learn what this is going to be, because, again, Ghost of Tsushima is an incredible game, and if we can get more content and a native PS5 version, I'm all for that. So, yeah, maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below what you think this Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is going to be, and whether or not it's something you would want to pick up. But we're going to be closing out this video talking about some very interesting comments that were made by Sony's Hermen Hulst, talking about their approach to acquisitions, which I think is certainly something we want to pay attention to, considering they just purchased Housemarque, and it seems likely they also purchased Bluepoint Games, and it seems that they're going to continue to purchase more studios that make sense going forward. However, Hermen Hulst is insisting that they are not in an arms race with Microsoft or with other companies. So it says here, before Housemarque, Sony hadn't added another studio to their collection for a little while. The last one was Insomniac Games in August of 2019. However, at the same time the Housemarque acquisition was announced, rumors started circling that Bluepoint Games will also join the club thanks to a mistimed tweet from Sony Japan. Seeing as Microsoft had recently acquired Bethesda and Facebook has picked up a number of VR studios, Hermen Hulst was asked if Sony was in an arms race to make studio acquisitions, and this is what Hermen Hulst had to say. No, not at all. We're very selective about the developers that we bring in. Our last new acquisition was Insomniac, which has worked out very well. I'm always looking for people that have a similar set of values, similar creative ambitions, and work very well with our team that we can further invest in and help grow as creators. It's not like we're going around and just making random acquisitions. They're very, very targeted acquisitions of teams that we know well. The amount of collaboration between our external development group and Housemarque on the technical side, the production management side, and even on the creative side has been so deep. So for us, it just makes so much sense to do that. Now, I think it's worth paying attention to what Hermen Hulst is saying here, because in my opinion, he's just making it clear that they are not going around and just buying studios all over the place, or any studio that's willing to sell just for the sake of having a higher number or claiming that they have the most studios or anything like that. Sony is all about quality. I think we all know this by now. And the idea that they're targeting these studios that they work very deeply with, I think it actually goes a step further than that. I don't think he was going to say this because it would come off a little bit rude, I guess you could say, to some of their partners. But in reality, I think what Sony does is they work closely with these teams that they feel have the most potential, and they kind of wait to see how they're going to perform, what they can do, and if they seemingly prove themselves, kind of like what Housemarque did with Returnal, I think Sony then makes the approach and they say, look, you know, we've been working with you guys very closely, we like what you do, and you've impressed us very much with what you've created and the type of game you made. What do you think about maybe joining our first party family? And I think that joining PlayStation Studios is a big deal. It really is. Like, you know, if I was Housemarque right now, or I was a developer at Housemarque, I would feel incredibly proud to know that you're sitting alongside some of the most prestigious studios in the world, honestly. And you're just at another level, in my opinion, when you are an official PlayStation studio. And it's something that I don't think any development team underneath Sony takes lightly. I think that there is certainly a weight behind it. And this is kind of what I love about PlayStation. And I like the fact that they're not just going around buying random studios just to say, hey, like, you know, we have this studio now and we have that studio. You could say maybe he's taking a little bit of a shot at Microsoft. I don't necessarily think that's what he's doing. I think he's just making it clear that, hey, just because we bought Housemarque and it seems obvious that, you know, they're going to buy Bluepoint, or they already did buy Bluepoint, doesn't mean that they're just going to go on some spending spree and start adding studios every couple of months. I don't think Sony wants to condition their fans to expect new studio acquisitions every couple of months or at every single event that they do. I just don't think that's what Sony is planning on. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to go over this with you guys, but that's going to do it for the video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Again, leave it a like if you did. Leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.